Alright, everyone. It's time for an episode of Time to Chime In. So, this episode is about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So, what is the real difference? Is really just the Pokemon between them. And I'm okay with that. I'm going with Pikachu, but I'm getting both the games, so I'm going to start with Pikachu. When it comes to the games themselves, though, a lot of people are worried that they're too much unlike the core games. Now, they are core games. I'm going to start by saying these are core games. The developers, I think it was Masuda himself, said these are core games. And looking at them, they are. They have some things changed to them, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I wanted to give my take on it. I've written about it in the past. I've published several articles at this point about it, but a lot of people don't understand that these are core games. And they're really not that much easier than some of the other games that are out there. Best way to really think of it is this is meant to be a bridge of the gap. So you've got things like XY, Sun and Moon over on this side here. But you also have Pokemon Go. And you got these casual gamers that are coming in from like Pokemon Quest and things like that. So they're catering to the core basics of the game. And that's okay. We have to understand that even though this Let's Go series is a core game, they are not meant for us. I'm going to play them. I'm going to play the heck out of them. I'm even going to go above and beyond and buy a strategy guide, even though I know that map by heart. I've gotten to the point where I could actually sit down and step-by-step you the Kanto region of where you go, how you do it, when you need to get some fresh water for the guards at the station, when you get stopped by a Snorlax, etc., etc., etc. I could tell you all that. And looking at Let's Go, that's why they chose Kanto. They chose it because we know it. But this is a new, fresh audience coming in with Pokemon Go. So you get the Go fans that are, they're expecting a free game, and they're playing the game. But they maybe want to cross over and actually get into the games. So they're giving it a shot. If they would have started with, we'll say, Sun and Moon or X and Y, they'd be lost. I mean, they're 800 Pokemon in at this point, and counting at this point with things like Miltank. You know, by the time next generation, we're going to be adding a bunch more. I think that we're expecting 891 because of what Miltank is, total Pokemon. That's insane. That's awesome. I love it. And I'm excited for it. I'm going to get the next game coming out next year, the 2019 core game. Cool. But let's go. You get a lot of these people that just don't understand that that the game is not meant for them. But if we want it, we can play it. We understand it. We know the core mechanics of the game at this point, back of our hand. One thing that a lot of people don't understand, I actually had a friend of mine that he was worried about the gym conditions, and I wanted to touch on this. Gym conditions are really actually kind of genius on their part, because it just requires you to show that Pokemon to the doorman, the guy at the very front of the gym. He's gonna say, for instance, in Brock's gym, it's show me a grass or a water type. Now, there's a couple key things here. First off, when you show it, you don't have to show it again. So you can lead the gym immediately, go pick out your best team, whether it had water and grass or not, and then go do the full gym. That's awesome. I'm excited for that. When it comes to the gym conditions, it's for the newbies. It's those that are coming into the game. I want you to think back in yellow, or even red and blue. Who chose Charmander? First off, terrible mistake on your part. If you were in red and blue, you chose Charmander. It pays off way, way later, but that first gym, Charmander is not good against the first two gyms. So, meanwhile, Yellow Edition, you had Pikachu. Your first gym was against Rock. You had to kind of futz about and hope that you found, like, the Mankey or Nidorans over on Route 22, or, things like that. I think it was 22. Is it 22 or 23? It's one or the other. The one that's it's to the left of Viridian City. So, basically, you had to kind of makeshift a team that first gym and hope for the best. Hope that you had a Butterfree by then. Different things like that. Now, with the fact that we can see Pokemon in the grass, you can go, oh, yes, I'm going to go grab that grass type that's over there. Or the fact that the water types probably will come out of the water a little bit for you to catch them, where you're not just stuck with Magikarps the first half of the game because of an old rod. You have options now. And the fact that and this is the next part, is the fact that it says grass or water. You wouldn't have gotten a water type at that point in the game had it been yellow or even red and blue editions. And even, after you get Old Rod, you're only getting Magikarps, so you have to wait to get a Gyarados on top of it. It's a mess. And back then, it was a mess. And that was good. We love it, it's nostalgic, and yes, the games are easier. But that was because the games back then were actually hard. They were meant to be hard because they wanted you to keep playing, but they were out of necessity, out of the design of the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's awesome. I love the old games. I've been playing Pokemon. I did the math because Red and Blue actually came out yesterday, 20 years ago in America, which means in about 3 months I'll have had my original Red and Blue games. Actually, started with Blue and then I got Red. It was a Christmas present. But either way, I love the nostalgia, and I'm gonna play the heck out of these new games. But I'm also gonna play the heck out of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I'm sitting. I gotta finish up Team Rainbow Rocket mission in Ultra Moon right now, and then I'm gonna definitely get that new core game in 2019. So don't get me wrong when I say this, but understand these games aren't for you. But if you want them and you want to play them, they're inviting you to, and that is beautiful. The way they have set this up is to give us the nostalgia, if we want it, or to invite the newbies, the kids, the Pokemon Go players. I had a boss that hadn't ever played Pokemon, ever. And he played Pokemon Go, and he fell in love with it. And he said, oh, I gotta pick this up. I'll have to, I have a 3DS, I'll have to pick this, one of the games up and give it a real try. I didn't realize that Pokemon Go, I didn't realize that it was this fun. And the fact that Pokemon Let's Go mimics Pokemon Go is going to really, really be cool for a lot of fans. I'm excited for it. This was my time to chime in. I'm at about 10 minutes now, so thanks everyone for listening, and as always, like and subscribe, blah blah blah. I'm here. And always be cool.